different Cameron Mooney this year. It's the full Mooney. He's cut. Burgoyne to put them in front. He doesn't miss. Jones gets the kick away. Melbourne will win. Oh, that's sensational from Vance. He's done that 2 or 3 times already.
Hello and welcome to the 2022 Carlton Draft exclusive here on Fox Footy. We have 8 very eager local footy clubs waiting to see who will be selected, and we've got some former AFL superstars that are pretty nervous right now, and I'm wondering how their egos are going to go. Brad Johnson, Kevin Sheehan, it is draft night. This is going to be a whole lot of fun.
Egos, reputations are on the line. Will their bodies hold up in a match again? And you look at these superstars and the average of 284 matches, 285 goals, 13 flags, 15 All-Australians. We've got captains, goal of the year, contenders and winners. Star-studded lineup.
Sarah, I love the concept of the Carlton Draft. Community footy, well, it's the lifeblood of the game right round Australia, and the chance to rally around the clubs that have done it pretty tough through COVID in the last couple of years is going to be sensational.
The boys are all looking super sharp there in their suits. Look at Brendan Goddard bringing the swagger. I think he has a fairly high opinion of where he'll be taken this evening.
I think so. Former #1 pick, Brendan Goddard, shifter. Do you think he'll hold that position and go #1 again?
He's got that look about him. He expects to go #1, so we'll just to see whether he's a slider or whether he does hold that mantle as the #1 pick.
All right, let's have a look at the list of players that are eligible to be drafted this evening. Eddie Betts, Sean Burgoyne, Brendan Goddard, Nathan Jones, Cameron Mooney. He is there, the oldest player in that draft pool. Alex Rance, Jarryd, Roughead and Dale Thomas. Who would you take #1, John?
We can't buy experience. Cameron Mooney, I think, is one that I'd really look closely at in terms of my first selection in the draft. And Eddie Betts, the magic from any pocket on the ground. So they're probably the two I'd look at early.
Sean Burgoyne for me. Longevity is what I want. I reckon after 400 games, he's got another couple of very, very good games in him. I'd go for Sean.
All right, well, our very own Ben Dixon caught up with some of the legends a short time ago. Dicko.
This must be a seafood restaurant because we've got 4 crabs sitting at this table. BJ won't take to those jokes very lightly. #1 draft pick. Now, what number do you think you're going?
Well, I'll be flat if I'm not #1, I would have thought.
You no doubt about it. Now, tell me, you're in unbelievable nick. You've been training for this?
Oh, yeah, flat out. Can't wait.
Daisy, I'm being very nice here, but you're in great nick, aren't you?
No. I took to a bit of a diet of soft pillows and doonas over COVID. But no, look, obviously it's about being drafted to a local footy club, and what I'm going to lack on the football field, I've had the ultimate pre-season for the post-match.
Mate, you've given your all. When you get drafted, is it just a given? You play in the middle and rack up 40 or 50?
I would expect that. That or full forward.
Full forward? How many times you play full forward in your career?
Couple.
How many did you kick?
Plenty of snags.
Yeah, that is a lie. You're Pinocchio. I'm a real boy. Now, Ruffy, in all seriousness, you could kick Fred Fanning 19 goals when you go local.
Well, if I'm marking at the top of the goal square, yes. Anywhere out inside 50, I'm maybe a 50-50 chance.
So work rate's not going to be his key here. Mate, they're really promoting themselves, these boys. BJ's #1, Jonesy's #2, 3, 4 is up for grabs. You got Daisy covered?
I reckon Daisy's got 8 covered. If I'm behind Daisy, I'm in trouble, I reckon.
Poor Daisy.
Yes, he's copying it, isn't he, already? But at least he'll sleep well.
All right, we're going to head to Eddie Betts now, who's just fulfilled his commitments here on Fox Footy on AFL 360. He has raced upstairs. He does not want to miss a second of this Carlton Draft. Ed, you look super sharp too. How are you feeling?
I'm a bit nervous, guys. Thanks for that, but I'm really nervous, but looking forward to it.
Eddie, you're nervous because you might get overlooked. I know it didn't go quite to plan when you were first drafted.
Yes, I didn't get picked up. I was overlooked, so there's only 8 of us, so surely not a second time.
Ed, you'd be my pick for #1. We'll see where you go very shortly. We're going to head back to the local now, where Ben Dixon has an update. I think we're inching closer to a start.
Thanks. We're here at the local for the inaugural Carlton Draft, and we're excited. The atmosphere is electric. All right, keep it down a little bit. This is my star opening. We've got the local who's who. This man here, I tell you, don't identify yourself. He's a superstar of local footy, but he's here with a lot of others to see 8 AFL superstars, 4 in attendance, ply their trade for one blockbuster game, all in the name of giving back to local communities for the greater of footy. Now, I've just had word. Draft Commissioner Jonathon Brown's almost ready to start proceedings. Let's go.
Oh, good stuff. Thanks, Dicko. We better check out the draft order tonight. Shifter, of course, the coveted position is always number 1.
Yeah, more than 500 clubs applied, and these are the lucky ones that have got the chance. Port Arlington, they're at 1. They're down on the Ballerine Peninsula near Geelong. And then there's the Nil and District Sporting Club up there in the Wimmera, the heartland of Essendon's country zone many years ago.
Shifter, I actually heard Port Arlington tried to trade their first pick to get picks 2 and 3 to get 2 players to their footy club, some future picks as well.
Well, I think there's been long meetings. We can see that from some of the vision that the club committees have spent plenty of time evaluating the talent available.
Well, here he is, the most powerful man this evening, the Carlton Draft Commissioner, our very own Jonathon Brown.
Look at the strut, Sarah.
Plenty of power rests on those shoulders tonight. Perhaps with Gil McLaughlin gone, as he may be auditioning as the big boss at AFL HQ.
Wouldn't surprise me. He changed the title CEO to the commish. That's a start. And the other benefit that he brings to the table is he'll be able to do all the voiceovers as well for the AFL. So there's a couple of wins there for Jonathon Brown.
So Jonathon Brown, of course, a country boy himself, knows how important local footy is to the heart and soul of our great game. So he will be in charge tonight. The draft is just about to get underway. Port Arlington are on the clock. We're going to have a live look in at their headquarters there and shift to some big, high-powered talks going on.
Well, just the balance of power needs to be right there between with the coaches going to have the say, the president having the say, they have a footy manager, no doubt, and then the committee. They're all having a crack at this one by the look of it.
All right, let's go to Jonathon Brown to officially get things underway.
Thank you, Sarah. AFL Legends, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, now the time has come. Welcome to the inaugural Carlton Draft, where 8 AFL legends will be drafted to a local footy club for one special match that will give their communities a much-needed boost. And it gives me great pleasure to say that we've had over 500 worthy entries from local footy clubs. But tonight, after a rigorous selection process, 8 deserving clubs will take their pick. Now, the 8 clubs are ready and waiting in their rooms, ready and eager to make their pick count. All the best.
He does it well, Brownie. He's got the right tone, the drama. I think he could nail Brownlow Medal night.
I think so. Imagine the standing ovation you get when he walks in the room.
All right, I've just had word that they are going to begin now, so let's head back to Brownie. Pick number 1.
With pick number 1, the Port Arlington Demons select Nathan Jones.
Moment in what has been a stellar career, former Melbourne captain, and, well, he's taken up triathlon since he finished football, so hopefully he's in reasonable nick, Shifter.
And he was a triathlete on the way into. He's a hard-edged beauty. He's got to win his own footy in the midfield for them. They're smart. Win your own ball. You won't get silver service playing down there at Port Arlington up on the forward line. I love the way he goes about it. He'll give everything for his new Demons down there at Port Arlington.
Great reaction from Nathan Jones. Thought it was sensational. The surprise of being picked up at number 1, and typical in some ways by Port Arlington, the Demons keeping that flavour going for himself as a Demon for life.
All right, the man of the moment, the prize position of number 1 draft pick. He is alongside Ben Dixon.
You're a Demon for life.
Oh, absolutely. I've actually worn these colours since I was 9 years old. My junior footy club wore the Ds, obviously played for the Ds. And I cannot believe it that I'm back in the D's colours.
Well, number 1 draft picks, no pressure. They expect to win, so you know the song.
Oh, yeah, well, I do, but I'm feeling the heat. I haven't kicked a footy in more than 6 months, so I actually feel an element of I need to get out there and have a training session or 2.
So, OK, so you're saying you're actually going to train for this?
I reckon I might.
The hamstrings might appreciate a bit of a kick of the football before that starts. All right, number 2 pick in this draft, it is Branxholme Wallacedale. Let's head inside their selection room. We can see the whiteboard there. There is 1 player missing. We head to Jonathon Brown to find out who that is.
With pick number 2, the mighty Branxholme Wallacedale Saints have selected Eddie Betts.
Eddie, get in here, Eddie. Come on, Eddie.
Well done.
Now, well done, Eddie. Congratulations. I've got the honour of presenting you with your jumper. How good is that?
It is great. How about the looks on the guys' faces? BJ didn't look happy, didn't he? I've got the Saints up. They keep it with the small forward, Stephen Milne.
Yes, it is.
So
look at that.
44,
Small Forwards Club.
Small Forwards Club, 44 down in the pocket.
What kind of shape are you in, Ed? We know you're down at Geelong doing some work with the forwards. Are you kicking a footy regularly, or do we need to pick it up a little bit more?
No, we're kicking footies regularly. You know, when we do match sim, they don't have no one in that pocket. I'm happy to fill in, but I feel like I'm doing. I've got 5 kids, so I'm pretty active and outdoors. So looking forward to it.
Now, Eddie, they get 3,000 people to the rodeo, right? So you're going to make your appearance. How many people come to watch Eddie Betts play?
3,000 to the rodeo?
Yep.
Oh, well, let's get the whole town. How many's in the town?
I'm not too sure. I'm sure it's more than that.
Yeah, we'll get the whole
and
town.
every other town around
And
it.
surrounding districts.
Yes.
Ed, awesome. Congratulations. You win the vote for the best dressed in the draft as well. Very sharp
Thanks,
suit
guys.
there.
Look good, feel good, play good, I see.
Yay! Thank you to Eddie Betts. All right, we're going to have a look ahead now to pick number 3. The club with that honour is the Longwood Football Club. Now, some high-powered talks going on here, Brad Johnson. Perhaps what could be going on here?
Well,
last-minute scrambling. They wanted
I think
Eddie.
so. They could be actually ringing for an extension of time just to have a good think about what selection they may need.
All right, let's head to Jonathon Brown at headquarters.
And we pick number 3, the Longwood Redlegs select Cameron Mooney.
Cameron Mooney?
That is
Wow.
a huge surprise, Cameron Mooney. Pick,
What a bolter.
pick 56.
Well, I think that the biggest risk, he hasn't played for 10 years. That is a little bit of a risk. He's been in the paddock for a fair while. Had a few social games, I believe, but they must want leadership up forward. So the big hairy cat is going to head all the way to Longwood Footy Club for his appearance.
All right, we can head now to Fox Footy's very own Cameron Mooney. Moons, I'm not going to lie, we're a little bit surprised you've been taken so high, but we are so proud of you. How are you feeling?
Oh, Jonesy, it's unbelievable. I don't know what's worse than picking me this early or the 5 guys behind me who have actually been considered out of shape and worse at football than I am. So that's great.
Now, Moons, I hear Longwood are treating this like a grand final. Now, we know that the pre-game entertainment's huge. I hear you want to get a chopper to the ground. Is that correct?
Well, a long drive, Brad, let's be honest. And if the chopper did come my way, I would definitely not say no to that. So we'll sort of contract out a little bit later, Jono, and see if we can get one of those. It might do the old Peter Hudson style, just come in and get dropped off, kick a bag and go home.
So, Moons, what will you bring to the table? Will the white line fever still be there?
Fortunately, Shifter, I still play a little bit of basketball and I have been kicked out of the stadium a couple of times over the last couple of years. So, unfortunately, it is still bubbling there underneath the surface. So, hopefully I won't have to, and I'm sure I won't. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be exciting. I haven't played in, 10 years, so I'm more worried about just falling over and embarrassing myself than trying to whack somebody, to be honest.
Wow, the big hairy cat is back. Moons, we are so excited. Thanks for joining us.
Go get Jonesy. See you guys.
All right, we are up to pick number 4 now. We have the Dalston Magpies. They are on the clock. Let's have this exclusive footage of their Brains Trust meeting there, Brad Johnson, as they work out what to do. Let's head to Jonathon Brown at the headquarters.
And we pick number 4, the Dalston Magpies select Sean Burgoyne.
Check out that reaction there from inside the rooms, and also Sean Burgoyne's household. Oh, he's a good pick, Shifter.
Well, I call him the Rolls Royce the whole way through. 20 years from the time he started on our radar to see him play over 400 games. And the Rolls Royce, it's got different little levels that he can step up to in the way he accelerates. He's as smooth as silk. They call him the Silk, of course. What sublime skills he has, and still has, I would think, for a couple more games yet.
All right, let's head to Sean Burgoyne now. Sean, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I was really nervous heading into the draft. Now I'm just relieved that I was finally picked up, so excited for game number 408. Game day is going to be a really nervous one for me.
Sean, we know you love getting around the country. Do you actually know how to get to Dalston?
No, I don't know how to get there, but I'm really excited to get back into the country and mingle with the locals.
Sean, congratulations. We cannot wait to see you pull on the boots again. All right, next up is the Gormandale Football Club with pick number 5 in this Carlton draft. They are on the clock as we have a look there at their hierarchy. Plenty of laptops as they make a decision on who to select. Let's head to Jonathon Brown, who has the honours.
And we pick number 5, the Gormandale Tigers select one of Gippsland's favourite sons, Jarryd Roughead.
A thumbs up there from the former Hawthorn superstar, and he's on St Kilda's Football Club department at the moment, so he's got an entire list to get stuck into him if he doesn't perform.
That's so good, the homegrown hero going to play back in the hometown, and look, I think I've heard that he's requested a long sleeve. Clarko didn't never let them wear the long sleeve shifter, so I'm hearing Ruffy, cold day in Gippsland, wants to don the long sleeve. All
right, let's head to Ben Dixon. He's got his great mate with him.
We're here with pick 5, Jarryd Roughead, Gormandale. If you could ever have out of 8 clubs, 1 in your home town, is that just a dream come true?
Oh, look, being able to go home and play close to home, near some friends and family would be good. A couple of local teams around the area we played against in juniors, so know the area quite well.
So I know you're pretty tight, so no doubt you just shack at the folks joint. You're not paying for accommodation down in Gippy.
Well, it's what's best for performance, I suppose, Ben. So if I have to do some recovery and whatnot on the Friday night before the game, I'll do what's required for the boys.
Already in the club polo over the top of his very suave-looking suit. Well done to Jarryd Roughead. Campbell's Creek is up next with pick number 6 in this Carlton draft, and well, there is the team behind this selection. So much to consider, although there's not that many players left on the board, so they've got to weigh up who to take here.
And this is the famous club that produced Dalston Martin. He cut his teeth as a junior up there at Campbell's Creek.
All right, let's see what Jonathon Brown has for us. Brownie.
And we pick number 6, Campbell's Creek select. Seems a little bit late for mine. Alex Rance.
Oh, and a nice connection, as you said, shifter from Dalston Martin and now Alex Rance.
They've pinched one back, haven't they? We call him the awesome specimen. That's what you call the bloke that looks that good and is such an athlete and what a wonderful player. 5-time All-Australian, what a superstar of the game he was in his 200 matches for the Tigers.
Get the soap out, Campbell's Creek, because this is what you'll expect in the change rooms. I don't know whether it'll be pre or post game, Sarah, but that's the expectation.
That is madness. All right, we're going to head to Alex Rance, who is at home and watching that craziness unfold. Alex, how are you feeling?
Yeah, thanks, guys. I'm a little bit nervous. Obviously got a little bit more energy in me than Iggy at the moment, but a little bit excited. I didn't think that I was going to go this high in the draft, considering I'm the only defender in the draft. There's plenty more talented players than me, but I'm very excited. Looking forward to getting out to the Maggies, Campbell's Creek Magpies, home of the great Dalston Martin. The boys have been competitive, I've heard, so I'm looking forward to hopefully getting a W when I'm heading out there.
Alex, what can we expect for you on game day? You're going to play back or forward?
Yeah, look, I've done my due diligence and I've identified that the Maggies do not need too much support down back. So I'm more than happy to fill the role, plug a Lockett, Scotty Cummings out the cage, hopefully kick a few Joe the Gooses out the back and not put too much effort into running around the ground.
Now, Alex, you like to do things a little bit differently. Is there any chance of you rolling into the ground like this?
Yeah, well, I think the range on the skateboard is probably not the 180 k's that it's going to be to get to Campbell's Creek. So I don't think the skateboard will be the option or the travel option. And in all honesty, slip and slides and skateboards are not my go-to these days. I'm trying to play a little bit more of a lower profile, but I'll certainly be looking to have a bit of a laugh and a beer with the crew after the game.
Well, thank you so much, Alex. This is going to be a whole lot of fun, and well done on your selection in the Carlton draft. OK, coming up, it is pick number 7. North Wangaratta are on the clock. Wow, that is a lot of people to make that decision. They've called everyone in for this one.
Don't want to mess this one up, Sarah.
All right, back to Brownie.
OK, getting late in the draft count with pick number 7. The North Wangaratta Hawks select Brendan Goddard.
Relief for Brendan Goddard, who thought he was going pick number 1.
Any chance of a smile, Sarah? Seriously.
He's a serious customer. There we go. We might have seen a little bit of a smile. It's a bit of a slide for him, though, former number 1 draft pick.
He is the big slider. He was probably the best underage player I'd seen at the time. He's obviously slipped since then, despite playing 334 games, but a magnificent kicker of the ball as well. But that's the way it ends up after 16 years in the AFL competition.
OK, we'll see how he is feeling after that slide. He is with our own Ben Dixon.
Well, normally this would be excitement being drafted, but he's a bit flat, the boy, BJ. Picked number 1 in the national draft all those years ago, now pick 7, BJ. How's that feel?
I think North Wangaratta obviously got it right, but we picked 7. But Port Arlington Demons, they obviously didn't rate St Kilda's decision back in 2002, did they?
They didn't, mate, but you're finally a Hawk. Could you just cast your eye back and just think for 1 second that if you were a Hawk, you'd have 3 flags right now, but the Saints...
3.
The
Probably
Saints...
would have 5 with my contribution, but...
Oh, wow.
They'd want to start well, because let's just say, if they're not going well at half-time...
The lollies.
There may be things going. The lollies and the pretzels, look out. Don't put the drinks up either.
All right, well, there's not much mystery surrounding the final selection. It is at pick number 8. It is the Nil Tigers. Let's go to Jonathon Brown. As we see the entire club room, they're gathering for this momentous occasion as Brownie announces who is the final pick in the Carlton Draft.
With pick number 8, and rather surprising to the man himself, being this late in the order, the Nil Tigers select Dale Thomas.
Sheer relief there from Daisy that he wasn't left on the draft.
I'm glad he didn't pass. That would have been a disaster.
A little bit embarrassing.
We call him the human highlight reel. That's how good he was as a young fella, a flamboyant player, and he ends up a flamboyant person off the ground later on.
So pre-game, I think it'll be the Carlton Zeros for Daisy as he prepares for this big game, and then post-game, of course, the Carlton Drafts will be rolled out.
The question is, does he still have it? I'm pretty sure he has it in the post-match celebrations. All right, Dicko, what have you got for us?
Pick 2 in 2005, just fast forward a few years. Pick 8.
Steal.
It's a
Absolute
steal.
Oh, a 2-time top 10 draft pick. Not many blokes can say they've done that.
Well, Nil. Now, Daisy, I know you because I've got to go with you to Nil for this this event. Have you actually Google mapped this and seen how far?
Well, I didn't Google map how far it is, but I did Google map Nil Nightlife. The old-time dance club apparently is the only night spot we can head to. So if you are in Nil, strap yourselves in because don't worry about what's happening on the field. I will tear the back end out of that joint in no time. Come from everywhere. I think Horsham's about a 50-minute drive. Get an Uber, drop the car off. Don't worry about the game. I'll probably have 30, kick 5, get the halftime reassess, and then we'll go out after that.
Look out, Neil. What a good sport. Daisy Thomas is the final pick in the Carlton Draft. All right, recapping tonight's selections, and it was Nathan Jones, the former Melbourne captain, at number 1, and Eddie Betts, Fox Footy's own, just ahead of the shock of the draft, Cameron Mooney.
Yeah, look, Sean Burgoyne, we know how classy he is, the silk Roughead up forward, the bear in the square. How many will he kick? Will he kick the 19 that Ben Dixon said he can do? And Brendan Goddard and Dale Thomas will add class to their teams as well.
Oh, we're expecting big things, Shifter. This has been a lot of fun tonight.
Alex Rance up forward for Campbell's Creek. They kicked 100 one day, Campbell's Creek, about 30 years ago. Maybe they can kick a few more with Alex up on the forward line.
It's now real, Sarah. This is it.
Now they have to play.
Exactly.
Warm up those hamstrings.
It's game on.
Warm up the calves. We don't want any injuries. We want goals, we want possessions, and we want plenty of them. Thank you so much for your company. It's been a whole lot of fun watching these superstars and their egos perhaps get a little bruised as the Carlton Draft has taken place at the local. The Commissioner Jonathon Brown was keeping things, well, a very tight schedule. He had the drama in the voice. He was all over it, and the players, well, they still have the work to do. They rocked up looking the business, and they certainly delivered. Fox Footy will keep you updated throughout the year with all the match information, the highlights and exclusive mini documentaries for each of the 8 Carlton Draft matches for 2022. But for now, it is a good night from us.
This has been a Fox Sports production.